Leon and the Championship, Chapter 28, entitled A Glitch. The big day finally arrived. The competition was set to take place at noon. At 9 that morning, Leon greeted his support crew in the hotel coffee shop where Frau Haffenreffer was already handing out dough balls. "Okay, one more, Frau H," PW agreed, his mouth rimmed with powdered sugar. "Not for me," said Lily Matisse, her lips similarly coated. Frau Haffenreffer knew better than to tempt Leon. I know, she said irritably. "You're in training." "Sorry," said Leon, "it's been crazy. We must have 30 potato chip sales reps checked in. My taste buds are wiped out." Emma Zeisel and Maria both stopped by the coffee shop to wish Leon good luck. "I'll try to make it over to the competition, sweetie, but it's going to be tough. There's a pair of koalas arriving any moment." "Leonito doesn't need our help," said Maria. "I lit 2 candles on Sunday and bought an Axamama prayer card." "What's Axamama?" asked Lily Matisse. "Not what," said Leon. "Who? She's the South American goddess of potatoes." PW looked at his watch. T-minus 2 hours and 49 minutes to chip off. We'd better head over. "Holy mackerel!" PW yelled as they passed under a giant yellow banner that said, "Feast without fear." "That's the motto of the ASPCA, Leon explained. "Can't argue with that, can you?" said PW. "Nope," said Leon. "Time to be fearless." They pushed through the crowds and into an exhibition hall packed with booths promoting potato chips and potato chip-related products. "Listen," said PW. "Have you ever heard so much crinkling and crunching?" "And what about the smell?" said Lily Matisse. "It's even more potato chippy than the Fertiles assembly line." "Yeah, only here they give away free samples," said PW, reaching for a chip. He stopped in mid-munch. "Guys," he said abruptly, "do you hear that?" "What?" said Leon. "That waka waka waka," said PW. He dragged Lily Matisse and Leon past a display of bagging machines to an electronic game called Snackman. While PW tested the game, which required the Snackman to gobble his way through a maze of potato chips, Leon looked around the nearby booths. He returned in panic before PW had finished playing. "Let go of that joystick," said Leon. "What's the matter?" Lily Matisse asked. "I'll tell you what the matter is. I've seen at least 3 brands of potato chip I never knew about, and that means there must be others. What if the chip-off includes samples I haven't tested?" PW released the joystick and looked at his watch. "Don't sweat it," he said. "We've got time." He ran over to an information booth and returned with some pamphlets. "Floor plans," he said. "I got one for each of us. They give the names and locations of all the chip makers in the hall." He handed a pamphlet to Leon. "Mark the brands you need to analyze." Leon pulled a pencil from his backpack and scanned the list. The ground level of the convention center housed booths promoting American chips. The balcony was reserved for the international exhibitors. "What's the count?" PW asked when Leon was done. 12 Americans, said Leon, plus 16 internationals. Here, take a look." He handed the pamphlet to PW, who studied it like a 4-star general preparing an invasion. "Okay, here's what we'll do," PW said. "Lily Matisse, you cover aisles 1 through 5. I'll handle 6 through 10. That'll take care of the U.S. targets. Leon, think you can deal with the rest of the world?" Leon took a long look at the balcony. "I'll give it a shot," he said. "You'll do fine," PW reassured him. "We'll regroup at 10:30 in front of the information booth and then head back to the hotel. That'll give Leon a solid hour for chip analysis." "Hold on," said Lily Matisse. "How are we going to carry all the samples?" "I know," Leon said almost at once. He dashed over to a trash can, yanked out the plastic liner, and looked inside. He waved Lily Matisse and PW over. They arrived to find him pulling out 3 fresh garbage bags. "How'd you know they'd be in there?" PW asked. "Don't you remember the old housekeeping trip?" said Leon. Maria always stashes spares in the bottom of the can. With their garbage bags and floor plans, the 3 chip hunters darted off to their assigned sections of the exhibit hall. Leon nabbed the first item on his checklist, gondola chips from Venice, in under a minute. The second and third items from England and France were also a snap to snag. The only European sample that proved elusive was the Struwwelpeter, a bratwurst-flavored Kartoffel chip popular in Germany. Leon eventually hunted down a sample from a slovenly man with long fingernails and uncombed hair. Leon took a nibble. Not bad, he said to himself. With Europe checked off his list, Leon turned to Asia, where he nabbed squid, seaweed, and tofu chips in quick succession. But the collection process slowed to an irritating crawl at a booth promising Zen chips. To get a sample, Leon had to listen to a man in a black robe recite a poem. 1 potato chip, happy inside my tummy. Is that not enough? No way, Leon said to himself. When at last he received a sample, he noticed that the bag was extraordinarily light. He pulled open the seams and peered inside. Excuse me, he said. There's only 1 chip in this bag. Yes, the man in the black robe replied calmly. The Zen chip teaches us to honor the one among the many. Well, I'd rather honor the many among the many, Leon found himself thinking, as he grabbed an extra sample bag and moved on to Africa. There he quickly located the 2 bags he needed, Timbuktooth chips and Malagasy munchies. He then made his way to Australia. He only needed 1 bag from there, or rather 2, since every bag of kangaroo chips came in a flap pouch containing a second package of chips. Leon took a moment to tally his haul. 12 down, 4 to go. The remaining bags would all be found in the South America section. The first of these 4 came easily enough. A man dressed in a leather vest and black hat sidled up to Leon, reached into his saddlebag, and presented him with some macho guacho nachos. Gracias, said Leon. 13 down, 3 more to go. Leon picked up some chili chipotle chips from a man dressed like a red pepper. 14 down, 2 left. A woman wearing a bowler and a brightly woven poncho handed Leon a much-needed bag of bolivars. 15 down, 1 to go. It was 10:15. Leon checked his floor plan. The last item on the list, Tierra del Fuego chips, was supposed to be distributed from a booth near the back of the balcony. But when he reached the spot marked on the map, he found the area deserted. He asked around. No one seemed to know a thing about the absent exhibitor. So having bagged 15 of the 16 chips, Leon rushed back to the rendezvous point, where he found PW and Lily Matisse checking over their haul. We got all except 1, Lily Matisse announced. The Rhode Island booth ran out of samples. How'd you do? Same, said Leon, all but 1. Tierra del Fuego was a no-show. It's not the end of the world, said Lily Matisse. No, said PW. Antarctica is. Very funny, said Leon. I still say 24 out of 26 is pretty good, said Lily Matisse. Getting the final 2 would have been better, said Leon. Tell you what, PW said. You guys head over to the hotel. I'll scout around here a little longer and try to snag the missing brands. Makes sense, said Leon. 5 minutes later, Lily Matisse and Leon were back in the Trimore Towers coffee shop, setting up a testing area on the tabletop of a corner booth. Leon whipped out his notebook, coins, and a pencil. How much time do we have? He asked. If we leave here at 11:45, you've got about an hour, said Lily Matisse. With 26 different chips, that means, Leon made a quick calculation, I've got about 2 minutes a chip. Plus a little, said Lily Matisse. Okay then, said Leon. Here's what we'll do. You pre-screen for doubles, group the bags by basic flavor, and keep me posted on the time. What about blind taste tests? Leon shook his head while reaching for a bag. Not enough time. The analysis started off pretty well. Leon completed the first 5 write-ups in under 8 minutes. Keep going, said Lily Matisse. You're ahead of schedule. But after 20 minutes of testing, Leon's taste buds began to play tricks on him. By the time PW arrived, Leon was clearly in trouble. So did you find the missing brands? Lily Matisse asked as PW scooted into the booth. That's a negative, he said. Leon glanced up from an untested macho guacho nacho. Who cares, he said despairingly. I won't even be able to finish testing the chips I have. Sure you will, said PW. Take a breather from tasting and chart the new crinkle cuts. Leon took the advice and entered profile data on 2 saw blades, a shark tooth, and a Kreml. The break proved helpful. Leon got a second wind, and by 11:30 he was back up to speed. 18 chips analyzed, he said. 8 to go. At 11:40, Lily Matisse said, maybe we should start packing up. What's the rush, said PW. We still have 5 minutes. Leon kept tasting and scribbling. At 11:43, Emma Zeisel came by to wish her son good luck one last time. He's doing some last-minute cramming, Lily Matisse explained. So I can see, said Emma Zeisel. He's got 6 more chips to go, said PW. Emma Zeisel looked at the coffee shop cuckoo clock. Shouldn't you guys skedaddle? Leon kept munching and scribbling. An alarm buzzer beeped on PW's wristwatch. 11:45, Lily Matisse said urgently. The chip-off starts in 15 minutes. Leon reached for another bag. At 11:49, PW said, T-minus 11 minutes and counting. Okay, Leon, time. Let's pack it in. Listen to PW, Lily Matisse pleaded. You'll be disqualified if you arrive late. 2 more, Leon said. He continued to test, taste, and take notes. 11:55, PW hollered. Let's move it, Leon. Leon shook his head. 1 more bag, he said stubbornly. Emma Zeisel reached over and closed her son's bulging notebook just as he finished documenting the last chip. Time's up, sweetie. Like it or not, you'll have to let the chips fall where they may.